Hey, Shalom. First, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the house of David. Let's get into this. This is going to be a lesson about that the elect is going to be redeemed out of. Meaning the elect going to be saved out of. And this lesson is you know, it's basically the elder brother Yashima. I think it was 2 weeks ago, three weeks ago. He said something that stuck with me. He said when we was on the when we was on the highways, he said the elect is gonna be redeemed out of it, you know, and that stuck with me because you're gonna be redeemed out of it, as he had said, because a lot of people think that they won't go through it, that it's just gonna be happening all around them, you know, that it's just gonna be happening all around them. No, you're going to be in it. You're going to be in it, you know. Christians think that doing like it's gonna be a second rapture. It's gonna be a second rapture, and during that time, the people that didn't get caught the first time, be able to get right, you know. So in this time of getting right, ain't pretty much ain't no bad things gonna be happening to them, you know. And the first rapture, they believe, when tribulation come, they ain't gonna go through it because they're gonna get caught up in it. They're gonna get raptured first, then tribulation. No. Tribulation is about to come to the whole world. Tribulation is about to come through the whole world, and you gonna be in it. You gonna play a part. That's from the 2/3 and the elect. Everybody's going in it, and everybody's gonna play a part. Everybody's gonna play a part. It's just you're just depending on your part. Or you gonna be saved, redeemed out of it, you know? Let me get this first. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Listen. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You know, that he going to the elect. The elect. You know? Everybody's going into the whole world going into it, you know? The whole world's going into it. But the elect is going to be saved out of it. What? Saved, redeemed, pulled out of it, you know? Because what? You're going to have to go through it. It's called the hour of temptation. You can get that. The hour of temptation. Listen, this is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. You know, you're going to be in it. You're going to be getting tried, you know. When you read like this, you think, you say, I'm gonna also keep thee from the hour of temptation. No, you're gonna be tempted. You're gonna be tempted. Because what scripture talk about those that refused the mark. Meaning what? You was tempted with the mark. You're going to be what? In it. You're going to be in it. Because what? You're probably gonna have to go. You're probably gonna have to go on a certain amount, like a certain amount. How to say this? You're gonna be fasting. You're gonna be forced to fast for a certain amount of days. You know, you're gonna be forced to fast for a certain amount of days. That's gonna be temptation, because once you go hungry, you gonna be like, man, is the Lord dealing with me? I haven't eaten in a day. I haven't eaten in 2 days. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I haven't eaten in 4 days. You know, so on and so forth. And that can make someone think the Lord ain't dealing with them. You know? That's going to make someone think the Lord ain't dealing with them. You know, you're going to be tempted with hunger and thirst. You know? And what? When someone think, man, if the Lord ain't dealing with me, I might as well go to Esau because he ain't dealing with me. Nah, you failed that test. You failed that temptation. You know? You know, wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord, you know. Wait for him to move. He ain't gonna let you starve. You might get hungry, yes. You might go hungry, yes. But you ain't gonna starve. You ain't gonna pine away. If you trust and believe and call on the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, you're not gonna starve. You're not gonna pine away. You know, no, that's for the 2/3 and the rest of this world. You know? You know? Nah, you might go home. Well, you gonna be homeless. I'm gonna just say that you gonna be homeless because you gonna be on the run. Only way you can be able to be in a home, own a home or rent a home if you take that mark. You know, if you take that mark. You know, nah, you gonna go without a house. You gonna go without a home. But time, as you can tell now, time is speeding up. Time is speeding up. Tribulation, this hour of temptation is gonna be, you know, it's gonna be, you know, when you're in something bad, it feel like it's taking forever. You know, when you're in a bad situation, it feel like it's taking forever. You know, but it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. You know. Bad times gonna be, you know, we're gonna be in them bad times. Yes, we're gonna be in them bad times. But we have to be patient. We have to be patient and wait for the Lord to move. Wait for the Lord to work His power, His miracle for you. You have to believe in that, you know, and He will. He will. Then what? You gonna go through something else. You gonna go through something else, and what? You gonna have to record those moments, record the moments. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua helps you that time and the time before. Then wait on Him. Because what? You're going to become what? You're going to begin, that's going to increase your faith. And that's going to be making you perfect until the day of the Lord. You know? Listen to this. Oh, which one I want first? This is I'm gonna get that because since I was talking about that, this is I'm looking for. This is Job, chapter 5, verse 20. Man, you know what? I'm gonna read verse 19 because I had got that too, and that's my favorite one. That's my favorite scripture. Listen, He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in the 7th there shall no evil touch thee. That 7 is nuclear destruction. That 7 is nuclear destruction. But what He said, He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. In 6 troubles, deliver thee in 6 troubles. So what? You're gonna be in them troubles, and He gonna deliver you what? Out of it. You know? Oh, you was hungry? The Lord and fed you. Oh, there was a troop after you? The Lord made you escape. Or the Lord gave you spiritual power. You know? We're going to say escape for right now. You know, the Lord lets you escape. When that spiritual power come, if you get it, you just going to be open ass. You're going to be on their ass. You know, you're going to be like Samson, even greater, you know? You know? But like, say if a troop coming past you or running from the Lord allows you to escape. Like they went a whole different way, you know. You was thirsty. You found some fresh water. You found one of these bunkers. These people be building, you know, for the times to come. These Americans be building for the time to come. But when they go down, you know, when things go down, the Lord might have them somewhere else. And that's there for these brothers. The Lord setting up, the Lord making up plays. I be laughing when I be seeing these doomsday preppers. I'm like, man, all that's for the elect. All that's for the elect. You know? Verse 20, listen. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and war from the power of the sword. You know, again, you hungry, he sends you some food. You know, they fighting in the streets because what scripture says, the Egyptian gonna be against the Egyptian. You're gonna have these corporations have their own military power. You know, because they already doing making those kind of moves. But also you gonna have you know, the scragglers clicking up together, you know, fighting in the streets. Scripture's talking about is how this is gonna be. Your neighbors gonna be breaking into your houses, taking things, ravishing you and your children and your wives. Yes, I said you, your children and your wives, cause what? This spiritual what? Sodom and Gomorrah, you know. You know. And that's that sword. That's ultimate Esau. What he gonna bring? But the power of death. He gonna deliver thee from death. You know, death was right there, and the Lord got you out of there. You know. So you gotta have it in mind that you are going to go into tribulations. But you have to have that confidence. You must have built up that faith that Yahweh Shema Shai will be with you. And if he's with you, he's going to deliver you out of it. You know? Listen to this. This is Psalms chapter 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, valley of the shadow of death being America, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, thy rod and thy staff comfort me. What? These scriptures, the law, statutes, commandments in these scriptures, prophecies, things he said he will do. You know, just look at the prophecies. If he said it back then, that all these things that we're seeing today are happening, that all the things that we're seeing today are going to happen, and now it's happening, that should boot your face. Because what? He spoke deliverance. He spoke protection. He promised deliverance. He promised protection. You know? Now, if he promised that these prophecies will happen, and we're seeing it in our time, we're seeing wars and rumors of wars, blood moons, uprising of the people going colder, you know, everything the scripture said that was going to happen, it's all happening at the same time. That's him fulfilling his word. So these prophecies that's coming true should comfort you, because you be like, okay, Yahweh Shem Shai will fulfill his words. And well, what's else included in his words? That deliverance, that protection, that mercy, that grace, that forgiveness, you know? You be like, oh, okay. I am going to go into tribulation, but Yahweh Shem Shai promised, said, he put his word that what? He shall deliver you from it. He's going to deliver you out of it. You know? Let's just get this up. Let me just go to it like this. This is Psalms chapter 106, verse 10. Listen. And he saved them from the hand of him that hated them, and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. You know, I had wanted to get that because what? He did it before, and he's going to do it again. He's going to deliver what? You from the hand of your enemy, who? Esau, Edom. Or who hated you? Esau, Edom. And the rest of these nations. He's going to deliver you from them, Man, you have to believe in these things. There's a lot of people finna go, hold on, let me say this first. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of their times. What wisdom and knowledge? The wisdom and knowledge of these scriptures, these prophecies, these promises that he say he will do. That's gonna come for you, That's gonna come for you, So yeah, you will be redeemed out of tribulation, So, have faith. And with that, I hope you was edified. Again, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole elect, the house of David. Until next time, y'all willing. Shalom.